So let's start with Spellcraft. So again, Spellcraft is that you have small hands. You have -2 cards per turn. You have magic hands, so cards are not discarded at the end of your turn. And then you have Cheap Trick. Spells cost -1. So let's jump into the logbook and talk about different setups here. Starting with Hellhorned. So what is the advantage of having this with Hellhorned? Well, one of the problems with Hellhorned is that they already have basic or a lot of cards that are 0 cost, so you don't really take benefit from the minus cost on spells. In addition, Hellhorn typically has cards that you want to play quite often and repeatedly. So there are a couple spells that do take advantage. You could do things like Branding Right. You can do things like Inferno. So you can have actually 1 cost Infernos that hold over. You can have cheaper One Horn's Tomes. You can have cheaper End Flames. So there definitely are good cards that you can use. And there are a few cards that actually work really well with the Permafrost. Things like, or the it's basically Permafrost, but you don't discard cards. Things like Last Stand, Reinforce, Consumer of Crowns. Yeah, so the mutators are spells cost -1. Spells do not discard, or cards do not discard at the end of your turn, and you draw -2 cards per turn. So the cool thing about this particular one is that you can imagine it like it's a better Ember upgrade in almost all cases, except when it comes to units. And as well, if you think about like Hellhorned, the draft units you're going to get here are not going to be, I would say, super amazing. You're never going to take Ember, so doing things like Demon Fiend get pretty bad. Alpha Fiend's not going to be particularly great. The Imps are pretty bad when you're only drawing 3 cards per turn. So you can't go, I would say, you can, but I would not recommend going something like Shardtail Queen, because you end up with all these Imps that are just difficult to play. And they're not particularly good getting held over, or not held over, getting permafrosted. So then, okay, so I would say I would not recommend going with Hellhorned for those reasons. Exactly that. So I'm not doing the Inferno strat. I like the Inferno strat, but I typically don't do it because it requires re-rolling. And I'm talking about trying to do something that doesn't require a lot of re-rolling to make sure that it works. So no, we're just talking about doing the Expert Challenge, the Spellcraft Expert Challenge. So as I said, I would not recommend, no worries, man. I would not recommend doing Hellhorned. Awoken. So what are the advantages of Awoken? Awoken has a lot of draw, which is one of the big problems, right? So you have Preserve Thorns, you have Invigorating Solution, you have Awoken's Rail Spike. If you go Wildenton, you start with Root Seeds, which is really good. I mean, all your Root Seeds become 0 cost. You have, where is he? Where are you? Wildwood Custodian, Vine Mother, a lot of things that draw you cards, which is super advantageous. Focus Growth draws you cards. Certainly the most draw heavy out of all of the clans. And so, in my opinion, I would recommend that you have this as your primary. Exactly because all of the draw helps you to overcome a lot of the draw. And there's actually quite a bit of good holdover stuff as well, or permafrost stuff as well. Unleash the Wildwood, you can keep it on Unleash the Wildwood until you need to play it. You can get stuff like Channel Song. Channel Song's a little bit weird because you're going to be drawing most of your units, so it's not always super great. You get things like Ingraft, another draw card. Where's the other one? Not Spreading Spores, not Cycle of Life. Adaptive Mutation is another really good card to have permafrosted if you get it. You can wait until you have enough rage build up on a unit and then flip them for a huge benefit. So I would definitely recommend some type of Awoken in your build, either as primary or secondary. And I would go specifically Exile in order to get the Root Seeds, because it's an easy way to overcome the missing cards, is that you just draw more cards using Root Seeds. Stygian Guard, I would at first recommend you do not take Soul Guard Exile, because it comes with Foregone Power, which is going to discard your cards. Discard mechanics become very, very dangerous with Spellcraft because you have so few cards to begin with. So then if on top of that you're discarding cards, it becomes really, really difficult to be able to play really anything throughout your turns. If you are going to go this build, there are some things that are quite good to have on permafrost, things like Spike of the Stygian, Urchin Spines, your big spells, so your Ice and Pyres, your Titan's Tooths, Crypt Builders, Ancient Synergies, Ice Tornado. And the nice thing is that all of these get benefited from the minus cost. The big things, if you go with Stygian Guard, Gifts for a Guard, getting that held over is massive. You can draw 3 spells that are going to get permafrosted and then have huge spell damage and become free. So this becomes really good. It's your kind of draw to get more stuff into your deck. Deep Offering is fantastic. It's a way to, once you draw it, to get 5 new cards into your deck that are all going to be cheaper. So yeah, this becomes a very good secondary or primary clan. But again, you need to go Tethys, specifically to avoid getting your cards discarded with Foregone Power. The one time you would take discard is with Offering Tokens, and the main benefit of Offering Tokens is to get rid of the... I mean, of course, you can play it with Offering-based stuff, but they're going to be cheaper anyway because of the -1 spell cost. But it's really to get rid of all of the garbage in your deck, which you will get because you are on Covenant 25, so you get at least the 2... I can't remember what they're called right now. They're not Blights. The... whatever they're called, the 2 unplayable garbage cards in your deck. That's really one of the only ways you can get rid of them is discard. So that is something to consider. Going into Umbra, Umbra also has quite a few cards that are really good with the permafrost. You get things like Shroud Spike. You get things like Dead Weights, exactly. Thanks, Chris. You get things like Furnace Tap. Any of the Ember Drain package is going to be really thrilled with minus costs. And in fact, in general, the Ember Drain package works quite well because it has permafrost. You can wait to play it when you want it. You can make all of the spells free. You can keep Perils of Production in your hand until you want them. It's also can be one of the few ways you can consistently get off Shadow Siege once you have capacity for it, because then Shadow Siege stays in your deck. You can wait until you have a Perils of Production, play the Perils of Production, and then now you can play Shadow Siege. So it is a way to get Shadow Siege out a little bit easier than a lot of the other, even than standard play. And there's a lot of high-cost spells that take advantage of the minus cost. Things like Excavation Eruption, Blazing Bolts, Gem Trove. So Umbra can work really well, and if you go Umbra, I would recommend Ember Drain package and big units over Gorging. Gorging becomes much more difficult because of the low draw. So you're not going to get a lot. Typically, you're not going to get a lot of morsels unless you have things like Gem Trove, Packed Morsels, anything that's generating multiple morsels for one card. But yeah, I would say this is also a very, very strong way to go. So if you think about doing something like Awoken plus Umbra could work really well. One issue with this is the 2 starter cards for Umbra are probably the two of the worst starter cards in the game. Blight is certainly, or not Blight, Plink. Plink is certainly really bad, and it's never going to get, it's never going to be fantastic even if you upgrade it. So you're going to have to get rid of your Plinks pretty quick. Shade Splitter is slightly better because you guarantee the morsels, but again, doing a Gorge build at all is pretty risky with this because you just can't guarantee you're getting morsels unless you luck out on a morsel generating artifact. But you could do something, for example, like you could have Penumbra. I wouldn't do Primordium necessarily. I guess the Primordium would be a way to get Gorges on a unit, but it's a little bit weird. I would probably do something like Penumbra, get something like Monstrous Penumbra, and then with Awoken secondary, and then he can take advantage of all of the buffs from Awoken as well as the Ember Drain package, and then you have like a second strong unit coming out of Awoken. Or if you get lucky, the Shadow Siege. And then finally, Melting Remnant. So Melting Remnant has the benefit, especially if you go Little Fade or Exile secondary, that you can have your Primitive Molds, which are fantastic to have Permafrost. It's really the only starter card that greatly benefits from having the Permafrost because the non-discard, because Primitive Molds are pretty good in general, but they get better when you can keep them until you need them. So this can be a way to kind of like keep Primitive Molds in your deck to keep bringing back units that you want to have die and then reform. You can go, for example, like Little Fade with Firelight, and then pretty consistently reform her with Primitive Molds, and then put things like I don't know, your standard units with Little Fade. You get like drafts. You get Lady of the House. You get not Bounty Stalker, but maybe like Wickless Baron or things like that. That can work quite well. I would not go Rector Flicker because dregs are going to clog up your draws, and they're not very good with not drawing again. Apart from that, one of the issues is going to be Melting Remnant also doesn't take advantage of the minus costs. Most of their spells are minus costs, are 0 already, so you're not really getting benefit out of there. The handful of spells that do minus cost, it's not really going to improve things that much. So I would say, if I were to rank them, I think Awoken is mandatory because of the Root Seeds. And then I would pick something either Stygian or Umbra because they're going to take most advantage of the Permafrost. And then maybe a Melting Remnant with Hellhorn being last or something like Hellhorn doesn't work. Hellhorn is a deck where you want to play lots of cards lots of times. Stygian is also kind of that way, but you can get around it a little bit with the draw mechanics from Awoken. For this, we're going to do Awoken Umbra. We're going to go with Primordium, and we're going to hope for Ember Drain based cards, maybe get a Shadow Siege, and we go Awoken Exile. So we're going to have Shade Splitters, we're going to have Root Seeds, and we're going to try to... We're probably going to get rid of most of the Shade Splitters before the end. And again, we're going for Ember Drain package. We'll see how it goes. If we get units, we don't particularly want a Gorger because of the reasons I already mentioned. Oh, see, this is actually pretty good. So Mind Collapse is good because you can hold it until you need to kill off a backliner and then blast a backliner. Excavation Eruption is fantastic because you can generate Ember, you can hold it till you need it, and you can actually play it. This is one of the problems with Excavation Eruption is you can't play it naturally because it's a 4-coster, but now we can because of the minus cost to our spells. So, Restoration Destination is also pretty good. It's pretty good with Primordium because you are with Penumbra, especially Monstrous Penumbra, because you can hold it until cheap tricks. It's just minus cost, so it doesn't add 1 Ember. It minus the cost of all your spells. Having extra capacity, this basically means now we don't have to ever upgrade capacity, which is good. We can upgrade draw twice. We don't need to upgrade Ember costs. This is really looking good. As long as we get Monstrous Penumbra, we got him. This should be pretty straightforward now. We want any Ember Drain package cards are going to be good, because they all benefit Monstrous Penumbra really well. Yeah, spikes aren't going to be a problem. We have healing, and it's 0 cost healing, so we don't even have to worry about the Ember Drain right now, apart from potentially needing it with Excavation Eruption. So we're not going to play the Mind Collapse yet. We're going to play the Root Seeds to draw, because we don't need to kill anything right now. I'm going to save this until we have a unit where we really absolutely want to kill it with Mind Collapse. I think we hold right now. We're killing everything on the floor, so there's no real need to manipulate this. This is where, again, you do a good Mind Collapse here. Now you're not dying. This might be a good time to get a couple Shade Splitters in there as well. We don't want to put anything that's going to cause it to die, but yes, getting an Excavator right now is going to be fantastic. Oh, you mean for no. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You can't actually minus cost to excuse me, to X cost cards. Yeah, that would be cool. So we have to make sure. Well, actually, we're fine. We're gonna keep the Restoration Detonation in hand. We can use the Shade Splitter, maybe get another Excavator. That's I mean, it makes it easy. Toss you up top, and we're gonna keep these cards in hand. So now we can use, start with an Excavation Eruption. There's a good chance we can get the, you know what, let's play it safe. Let's do this. Pick off the backliner. Then we can Restoration Detonation, Restoration Detonation. We don't need to use the Excavation Eruption, and very, very easy kill. So Immortal Trade, it's fantastic. It's exactly the kind of thing that we want. Razor Sharp Edge is pretty good. Not necessarily for Penumbra, but certainly for an alternative unit that we want to add later. I'm thinking something like a Hollow or, let's see, do we want... We don't want a Gorger. I think we go right with the Awoken Banner. And the question is it Thorned Hollow or Animus of Speed? Thorned Hollow certainly benefits from the 2 Restoration Detonations. Ideally, we can get something else that we can put onto it as well. We don't need Permafrost. Do we want something to do a big burst and then consume? I mean, a 40 damage Excavation Eruption is pretty good. And we can keep it in hand until we need it. That's 160 damage 4 times. That does seem pretty good. Kind of like that. I think we're going to do it. Let's reroll. We could double stack the Immortal Trade. It's still going to be 0 cost. Adding 6 Lifesteal when we need it seems pretty strong. So let's do that. Yeah, this is going to be really strong. And it stays in our hand until we need it. So we can just wait until the boss fight. Play the Immortal Trade, and suddenly we have 6 Lifesteal. Yeah, this is totally fine. We do want a unit draft. Actually, the Thorned Hollow also benefits from the Lifesteal. We're going to play it. This is a little bit scary. We're going to play it like... He just dies right away. Let's put the Thorned Hollow in the top. Oh, we could have just saved it. That's what we should have done. We should have just saved it. Definitely going to play extra here. I almost think we just blast this floor now. Although this was really good because then we get the Collector. I think we just blast this floor now. Alternatively, we can blast... Actually, you know what? Let's wait. Let's save it and blast the next floor. It's basically the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we are going to guarantee kill the next floor. And we're not at super huge risk right now. So now, yeah, we can actually even do this. And damage shield is great. Let's put you at the bottom. And then we can save this for the boss. So... Oh, yeah, there we go. We get the 6 Ember Drain. Blast this whole floor. Kill everything else. That's really awesome. You're only going to be able to hit once anyway. Let's give you a bigger hit. I'm going to sneeze. Maybe. Nope, didn't sneeze. Famous last words. Immortal Trade. There you go. Very straightforward. Even get a couple morsels in there. And then blast him for 9 damage. So, Perils of Production. Perils of Production enables, Sharpen's interesting. But I think now it's starting to get to the point where we're muddying the deck a little bit, and I don't particularly want to get... Ensnare's interesting as well. You could ensnare a unit so that Primordium hits, or that Penumbra hits it a second time, and it draws. Which is certainly interesting. Glimmer is also interesting. I think Glimmer is less valuable. We want to heal, but actually what we want is regen. So an Awake or a Wildwood Sap would be better. I think we're going to skip here. I don't want too many draft units because they are going to be priority units. And certainly none of these. We already have a Thorned Hollow. I don't think we want Husk Hermit. I'd much rather get a what is it called? The why can't I think of what they're called? The I guess I'm too tired this morning. Animuses, anyone, either one of them. Animus of Will, Animus of Speed would go really well with the Thorned Hollow. Words are hard for me, I guess, this morning. Don't need a Morsel Generator. Shattered Shell would also be okay. The biggest problem with Shattered Shell is it doesn't go particularly great with Thorned Hollow because Thorned Hollow is going to pick off all the small units with the spikes. So better would be something that doesn't need that kind of upgrade. Endless is very interesting on Thorned Hollow, but I think it's not the best setup here. I don't want to re-roll. I think we just start with some generically better stats. The 10 damage is going to be good if we ever put the Ember Drain on the Thorned Hollow instead. I think we just leave it like this for now. Concealed Cavern. Let's get rid of a Train Steward. And I actually would like to remove a Train Steward again. They block our draws, which are already limited. We can't afford to get rid of another one, but we'll have 2 less here. We should be able to, yeah, yeet out another one here. Although we might go the banner, depending on what we get from the Daedalus fight. Because we do want at least one more unit to go with the Thorned Hollow. And ideally, we can set it up that Thorned Hollow is living on the bottom floor, and we don't have to put it on the middle floor. Are we okay with 10 damage here, is the question. You know what? We don't have to play anything now. Let's just wait. No reason to rush here. We want Root Seeds on you. We can see if there's a good... I'd almost rather just block a hit. So we're not going to play on the bottom floor either. Keep Perils for now. So I think we go Thorned Hollow now. We can kill that front unit and get spikes onto the Thorned Hollow. I do like checking what we get out of the Shade Splitter. This is going to prevent 2 damage. I think that's still okay. You know, I should have put a Train Steward up front. We're okay to sack a Train Steward. We'll do that next if we need to. Actually, the problem is going to be you are not dying. And the Train Steward will die if we put it in the top floor. So we actually need to do this in order to kill off... No, wait. Not necessarily. There's a lot of damage spells and the Razor Sharp Edge. I think there's a lot of... Well... Let's guarantee we're killing at least the first 2 units. I think that's too dangerous otherwise. We won't play Immortal Trade yet, because we're not really in danger of having Penumbra die. Now we're in a little bit of danger of having Penumbra die, but luckily we can fit a Train Steward in there. Then we can Razor Sharp Edge this guy and get more damage. You're in a little bit of danger, but I think it's okay. One more wave. Okay, now we're in serious danger, but I think if we put this Train Steward up front, suddenly Thorned Hollow's doing just fine. We can get a damage shield onto Penumbra and just get the Train Steward out. Doesn't really matter. Okay. With the final wave set up like this, I really like going... I think we can kill him on the bottom floor if we do Restoration Detonation. Gonna kill the front unit. Give Root Seeds to Thorned Hollow. Blast for 160 damage. And I think with the Immortal Trade, we're pretty close to killing Daedalus right now. Okay, not nearly as close as I thought. We might be in danger here. We just have to hit 3 times. That's certainly not going to do it for us. We're not dead, because we are going to be able to do quite a lot of damage. So we're going to get him down below 80. So we're going to have, yeah, a little bit I'm in danger right now, but we'll see. We'll be able to do a massive hit with this Train Steward. One big hit. 15. 19. That's going to get him down below 40. We're only taking 18 damage. Whew. I don't know why I didn't just take the obvious winner by putting it onto Primordium. That was Penumbra. That was a guaranteed win. That was dumb. I deserved to take some damage there. I think Shroud Spike makes a lot of sense. We can get 1 morsel out that we like. We can then use a Perils of Production, get 6 Scourges. That's a way to get enough damage and lifesteal onto Penumbra to last us the rest of the game. So I think we're good here. Let's take the Shroud Spike, keep it in hand. Vine Mother is actually pretty good because it gives us a sting. That's a 1 extra draw each turn. So we will take that, and then more draw. It's looking really solid, guys. I think we have the build that will take us all the way to the end. We just need a Furnace Tap. Actually, we don't even need a Furnace Tap, but it would certainly be beneficial to get a Furnace Tap. Do we want... I think we do want an Awoken unit here. So we'll go left. We want Animus of Will. That's exactly the kind of thing we need. And I think duplicating this double-stacked Immortal Trade makes a lot of sense. Want Monstrous 2. The nice thing is that even at full Monstrous 3, we can still fit Primordium, or I keep saying Primordium, Penumbra, and we can still fit a morsel there for the eventual Shroud Spike. That's really good. What's your base damage? 80? Incant gain 10 armor. It's a little bit scary. A little bit scary, but I think we can try it. We need 10 damage onto Primordium in order to guarantee we kill the front unit. We can sack the Train Steward with the Animus now. Seems kind of risky. Let's instead hold them for now. There's no rush. Well, let's put the Animus up here. They'll be cleanup crew. And we'll see about the Train Steward. We might end up chump blocking with the Train Steward here. In fact, that is what we're going to do to block the damage. Let's put Thorned Hollow up here. I think we need 10, 19. We're going to be able to kill these guys, even with the extra. So you're definitely getting that. I think we do want the Collector. And then we'll wait. He's gonna have 80, so that puts him at 20 health left. You're gonna do 10. 20, yeah, we're good. We're killing all of them. Cool. That's looking really good. Where do we want Vine Mother? I kind of like my Vine Mother on the same floor as Penumbra to block hits and give us stings. Increase your stats. We're not going to increase the Animus, although we could afford to do a raise. Well, but let's wait. There's no rush. We can do Razor Sharp Edge next turn. Let's just keep our morsel. Okay, this is going to be really good for later. That's going to be our Gorge once the Vine Mother dies. Okay, we have a full hand. Certainly, we want to do Restoration Detonation here. I think we do a Sting to get rid of the damage shield. That's looking really good. This is a little bit scary. Let's go. Oh, you know what? Let's do all the Root Seeds up here. We can now do the Razor Sharp Edge. It does put him at 1 health, but he's going to be doing 60 damage. And I think we can hold. We can save. Well, do we want to get rid of stuff now? I don't, because I want to play this on the top next turn. Because now we can Sting and play Excavation Eruption. This should kill the Clipped Guardian. It did not kill the Clipped Guardian. Perils of Production will add 4 damage times 3. It's 12. It's not enough. So we're not going to worry about that right yet. We're losing the Vine Mother, which is perfectly fine. It's kind of what we were expecting. Let's get the Train Steward out. We're drawing 5, so we need to get down to 5 cards. Or should try to get down to 5 cards. I do like playing Immortal Trade, because he's going to take a little bit of damage, then he'll heal that damage back up. And... let's get... okay, Rebel Morsel. We'll keep these 2. Okay. We'll take 6 damage, not bad. They should all be dying, although this is scary. They're dying from the spikes. That's interesting. Yeah, this is pretty clear what we're doing here. So we're gonna do. Oh wait, actually, let's wait to play the Excavator until next turn. No, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna matter. So let's do it now. Shroud Spike gets us a whole bunch of lifesteal. Get the Umbra Morsel in there. We have to be able to survive 18, 31 damage. We're good. Yeah, we're totally fine here. Can even give you more damage. Cool. And then we can hold for next turn. And yeah, turns out that 11, 16 lifesteal is pretty good. Very, very cool. This is interesting. I don't think we take Ember Cache. We certainly don't need it at the beginning. Excavation Eruption, a second one. We just don't need the Ember, is the problem. I think we're okay to skip. Preserve Thorns is fantastic. Awake is fantastic. Which is more fantastic? Ah. Excuse me. Restoring Retreat is also very good because we could play Penumbra in the middle like we always do. We could switch up the floors and put Animus of Will and Thorned Hollow on the bottom, and then Descending Retreat down behind them. Preserve Thorns or Awake? I think Awake is really, really good on the Thorned Hollow. It's hard to say no to this. But the draw from Preserve Thorn is also really good. I think we take Awake. I think we have to get the regen going. It's a way to take advantage of the Thorned Hollow's innate regen trigger or restoration trigger plus the high health. I kind of like going Trinkets and getting some Pyre health. Both of these are really good. Oh. This is hard. Gnarled Root or Channel Heart? Gnarled Root makes lifesteal on Thorned Hollow insane because every time it attacks, it's increasing its damage. And also, it heals more every time it does it. But then Stings being able to do 30, and we're getting a Sting every turn, is also really good. I think we take the Gnarled Root. That was a tough choice there. Units starting with lifesteal is very, very good. And I don't think we re-roll. I think we are happy with that setup here. Those were two very, very good upgrades for us. The sustain with the life. Okay, this means that the Animus is going to die, but so be it. Animus dies. It happens. But I don't think we're in any danger of losing the fight. And I would like more trinkets. Okay, so we are putting Penumbra here. Animus of Will. Let's put up top. And we will put the... I should have not done that. I should have put that on to Penumbra. We'll put the Vine Mother up there. We're going to put Thorned Hollow on the bottom. What do we get from the Shade Splitter? Nothing particularly great. We certainly don't want to use it for Ember. We can get an Ember next turn, though. You know, let's wait. Let's be patient about it. So you're going to die on the first hit. You're going to do 30 damage. So we're going to take 10 damage from you. It's too bad, but it's fine. Let's wait to play this until we have a better morsel that we know we're going to Shroud Spike after. Does that make sense? Because we have no reason to get Ember right now. This is a good turn for Awake. We want to give you a lot more stats here. And... this is a good one to Shroud Spike. We definitely want more damage. The question is, do we do it now? So if we pop you, gives us 2 Ember. This would do it 4 times. That's 16 extra damage. 16 extra damage is not a lot. You're going to hit us twice for 10 damage. Holy crap. It's going to be 28 damage to our Pyre. It's awful. let's do this, and then next turn we'll do it. I may even consider doing it on the top floor so that we're killing off this unit. This is enough. This is not enough. This for 4 would be 8 times 32. That would be also enough. But I think it's safer to just do it like this. You guys all seem fine. Let's get see what other morsels we get here. Having the lifesteal on the excavator is really with the excavator is really good. But it does reduce the amount of damage we get out of the morsel. So we got to think what's more important here. We are going to sting. Let's see. This would be only 16 extra damage versus 32 extra damage. We may have to go 32 extra damage here. Yeah, I think that's pretty important to try to get this guy to die. We can Perils of Production you in order to kill this unit off. Use the sting here. And we can do a Rubble Morsel to counteract the Perils of Production. I don't know where we want to put the Train Steward. Train Steward behind the Thorn Hollow might be okay. We're going to hold on to this Morsel Excavator until we have and open the rest. Okay, we have to do some damage to this guy. It's pretty important. We can get 10. We're probably gonna take 10 damage. I don't think there's a way we can. This would add 10. 20. It's still not enough. Even if we did all 3 onto him, it wouldn't be enough. So let's not stress about it. Let's get 10 damage here. Gets you at 81. Root seeds here. 83. This gives us more max health. Or this gives us more... less max health, more damage. And I don't think we're going to play... Immortal Trade on you. I kind of want to, just because I think it's really cool, but I think it doesn't make sense. So let's not be dumb here. We can put the Train Steward up here for fun. He's not going to die because he's not attacking. And we'll save the Excavator, although we should play one of these. I'm going to play this on you, I guess. You might die. No, you're going to die from the sting. We're good. Take 10 extra damage. Get kind of sad about it. Now we sting. And you're dead. Okay. Restoration Detonation. So this is interesting because if we double Immortal Trade, that's 12 lifesteal. And he's out healing how much damage he's taking. And getting more damage and getting more spikes. I kind of think this is a kill. 1 is enough. Wow, that was it. I wasn't 100% sure whether Penumbra could survive. We'd have to chump block with a lot of stuff. So actually, I think this was definitely the better play. Kill you. Cool. And he just keeps growing because of the Gnarled Root. If we can get restore... Oh, hello. Yeah, every time a unit's healed, that's great. That counts lifesteal. So now we have just an extra draw because we have so much lifesteal. Skip. Bramble-Lash. Bramble-Lash is really good with the Thorn Hollow. And we have it on holdover. We can wait until we want to play it. Or we have the Restoring Retreat again. Or Awoken's Rail Spike to just draw more cards. Man, all 3 of these are good. Let's imagine we heal 6 times before the boss, so 12, that's 120 damage. That's not actually that much. I think we can scratch out Bramble Lash. Restoring Retreat is specifically so that we can get Penumbra dropped down behind the Thorn Hollow at the end. That's certainly interesting. And then Awoken's Rail Spike is just to draw more cards. I think the Restoring Retreat has the most potential as just a really, really strong way to finish out. Because my biggest concern is Penumbra not being able to solo the bosses by himself. But you put him down behind the Thorn Hollow and suddenly we're looking a lot better during Relentless. I would like to get rid of cards, but I think we still have a lot of upgrade potential, especially on the Animus of Will. So let's see what... Pure damage seems okay. I really wanted health. Starting the Thorn Hollow off with spikes is also very interesting. Quick could be good on Animus of Will, as long as we're not fighting any more spiked enemies. That could be really good. The problem is right now we can't use the Razor Sharp Edge more than once on her because of her low health total. Let's reroll. I think she needs the health total more. I don't think we put Endless on anything. Let's get rid of another Train Steward. Do we even... No, we can't afford to do 2. Get the Pyre health. That's really good. And certainly not going to get Petrified Heart. I think we get Heartstone, and I think we put it on the Animus. We'll be able to get another Heartstone later, but getting that Animus to have 53 health is fantastic. If you think about that as well, with the plan to Descending Retreat, our Primordium, or I don't know why I keep saying Primordium, Penumbra. Then we have another heavy tank in front of our units. Okay, so we're gonna get 1 garbage, but then after that we shouldn't ever get garbage again. Vine Mother, go to the top, and we play the Penance. Okay. Thorn Hollow. Okay, we might get some more garbage. We can kill one of them now. So certainly that makes sense. Then we're only going to get 1 more garbage. That's where our 3 Embers going to go next turn. And we leave it like this. After this, they're going to die to the... No, they're not going to die to the spikes yet. We need to get at least 1 more or 2 more hits. The back unit will die to the spikes. We can't play anything unit-wise yet. You're doing just fine. We can Restoration Detonation and then Sting. Let's hold off on the Root Seeds and the Razor Sharp Edge for now. Let's see if we can get some Shade Splitters in there. Yeah, just 2 up here. Doesn't really matter. We have a 3rd one down here. And I think we hold off because we want to put these buffs onto the Animus of Will. We're going to get 1 more garbage. We stinging. Oh, hello. Lots of Ember. Wow. Dang, we don't have a morsel to take advantage of that. Sting kills both of them. We will play Weight of Contrition. We'll play Animus of Will. Root Seeds and Razor Sharp Edge should get most of this. Okay, this is a great turn to Excavation Eruption. Blast everything. And we'll save the rest. No, we'll put a Train Steward up in the top just to get him out of the hand. We're drawing 6 cards. We're in good shape. That's the nice thing about Root Seeds, is that they kind of like perpetually increase our draw. Continue to Root Seeds on you. Sting you. This kills the front unit. Restoration Detonation does a whole lot of work there. And crap, we have so many cards we still want to play. Let's Mind Collapse you. And We can play the first Immortal trade. We have Perils of Production in hand. So we're gonna out overdraw, but I think it's fine. Okay, so we can sting. Probably, it doesn't really matter where we sting. I guess we sting up here. Try to kill this thing. Either of those worth holding? No, we put them both out here. I like using Perils on you. It's better to have split Ember Drain than focused Ember Drain, and certainly we want more Rage on you if on anybody. And I don't think we do Descending Retreat yet, but I do want to play Awake on you. Ooh, and then Ridge Sharp Edge. It's looking really solid. We have the Restoring Retreat for later. We still have 2 more turns, and by then their Ember Drain will be low enough that we're not at any risk. Okay. Well, that's not particularly great because it stays in our hand. But next turn, it's really not great actually. Root Seeds. We have the double Immortal trade. We're gonna take 5 damage here. Next turn, we're gonna get hopefully Mind Collapse or Perils of Production, so we can play out the garbage. We did not get either of those, and we can't play Descending Retreat. Well dang, we're gonna take 10 damage, but double Immortal trade keeps you alive the whole time, and Root Seeds here keeps you alive. Luckily, we don't have Seraph the Seraph the Diligent, putting garbage in our deck. Seraph the Patient should be also fine. Thorn Hollow's in a little bit of danger there, but we just have to be careful about how we play our spells. Adaptive Mutation is actually pretty good on the Animus of Will. That immediately gives him 53 by 3 damage. But it's got to be Furnace Tap. Like, you take Furnace Tap. So, we do. Part of me is like Ember, because we're getting enough draw now. Or we take Capacity. Yeah, we take Capacity. So the reason we take Capacity is that we can guarantee the bottom floor will always be where we play the Thorn Hollow and the Animus of Will. And the middle floor now, if it has a reduced capacity, we can't chump block with a Morsel, which is going to become very important for Seraph the Patient. We're going to use the Morsels to chump block and keep Penumbra safe. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I think Remove and Duplicate seems really good, because we don't really have enough money to take advantage of the Trinket Shop. And we want to get rid of the 2 Train Stewards. We want to get rid of the 1 Train Steward. I think it's also a good time to get rid of... I think it's a Shade Splitter. And then I think duplicating Furnace Tap makes the most sense. We could duplicate Vine Mother and get double Thorn or double Stings, but we're drawing enough now. So I think it is just duplicating Furnace Tap. Getting 2 multi-strike onto Penumbra is insane when he's got 170 damage. Cool. That floor's gonna have 8 capacity. If it gets reduced, it goes down to 5 capacity. So yeah, that seems really good. We can actually put Thorn Hollow on that floor, or not Thorn Hollow. We can put the Vine Mother on that floor, which is also really good. 20 armor should be okay. Purifiers are going to be really frustrating, but luckily we can hold over, or not hold over, we can permafrost our Ember Drain cards till we need them again. So this is perfect. So we just put you... kind of like putting you here. We get 1 garbage. Thorn Hollow, welcome to the game. Well, we are certainly not doing a lot of damage. We're drawing 3. You're going to be doing 13 damage to us. And it's not getting better anytime soon. This gets some damage out there. Increases it a little bit more. This is not looking good. We needed like a descending retreat. We're drawing 6. We need to get 1. Yeah, I think it's this. Perils of production now seems premature. So let's hold off. Okay, this is the scary floor right here. There's really nothing we can do here. We have to just take this damage. That's going to be 4 hits from you. 1 hit from you. That's 43. We have to play Furnace Tap to kill everything on this floor so we don't get any more garbage. This helps a little bit. We get another Shade Splitter in there. That counteracts partially the Ember Drain, not fully. It's not great. We're gonna have a lot of damage here. This is where we need Perils of Production, so I'm glad that we drew it. What do we get for Shade Splitters? Ember. No Ember Morsels. This is when we needed an Ember Morsel. Because we really can't take much damage here. We have to play Perils of Production. I'd rather play it on a Morsel. Sting here doesn't do a whole lot. We cannot, unfortunately, play Awake because we have to get rid of both garbage cards. We can play this to get it out of the hand. And then play a second Morsel. We're drawing 6. We have no way to generate Ember, which means we are very likely going to have to suck up the damage from this Purifier. But we can't afford to do it more than 1 turn, or we're dead. Yeah, this is scary stuff here. We can get rid of it next turn, though, luckily. Okay. So we'll take the 5, but then after that, we can play it. This is getting down to the wire. This is incredibly close. So we can play the Self-Mutilation. And I think double Immortal Trade should be enough to keep you around long enough that you're killing him. 1, 2. Actually does not. It's going okay. This is scary. This is scary, guys. Play this out. If he has more than 71 damage, we're just dead. Or 81, because we can Restoring Retreat. You gotta kill Thorned Hollow quickly, sir. There we go. Okay, 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 we're good. Kind of. 1, 2. Furnace Tap. Oh! Scare me. Okay, we're good. Oh boy, oh boy. That was a little bit scary there. Grovel is certainly interesting, but I think we can't afford it to be in the deck. Focus Growth is really good. Luckily, Seraph the Patient has some of the weakest units that it creates. Unluckily, Seraph the Patient does a whole lot of damage because of the melee weakness. Nothing's going to get through. I think we have to go this route because what do we even want? What do we even want? We certainly want removing consume. I think making one furnace tap, maybe even both furnace taps free is going to be really important. Focus growth being free, though, is also very important. I think we're okay with these. One of these being... Are we going to get through the deck? That's the question. Let's put this on a Mind Collapse. Reroll. Double stack on the same one. Minus cost on the other one. Or Restoring Retreat. Or Awake. No, I think it's minus cost on... I think it's Restoring Retreat. Another plus 20 onto the other Mind Collapse. We need them just to generate Ember and then get rid of them permanently. Trinkets. That would have probably been smart. This we actually need to survive. And... This may seem very controversial, but I'm really considering Perils of Production. So that we can keep one, play it, draw another one, or we can keep two in hand and just play the one when we need the 3 Ember. Most everything is 0 cost. We have our units, but our units get played and then they're gone. We have Awake, Excavation Eruption, which then consumes. So we have Awake and Furnace Tap, which we play Perils of Production to generate. Another Awake. I don't think that makes sense. I think it's Perils, so that we can manipulate the deck in a way to guarantee we have it when we need it. I think we have to get rid of the Shade Splitter. Okay. Oh, scary stuff. Luckily, because everything's permafrosted, we can kind of try to avoid playing things on the floor. It's a very good turn to get Mind Collapse. It's a very strange turn to get Mind Collapse. But we have to have it here. We play both of you out, and the question is, I kind of feel like we chump block with Vine Mother. We get a couple of units out, and then we don't stress about it ever again. We have to. Like, that's way too risky. Even though it increases the damage with the rally, we have to do that. Okay. Is one sting enough? It might need to be. Because even if we kill everything, it doesn't matter. That was enough. We got one sting out of him. Congrats. You gave us a sting. We pop ya. We root seeds. And we have to kill you to keep Thorned Hollow alive. Thorned Hollow might be dead no matter what, but we're gonna try. Okay. That's kind of what I was worried about. What do we have? Oh my. Oh my, this is how we do it. This is how we do it, guys. I'm just thinking, is there any way to save any of this? There's not. This floor is just dead. So then we go all in. Whew. This is going to be 12 damage shield. That might not even be enough. But it certainly is going to help. Yeah, we cannot kill any of these guys. That is very unfortunate. We can block one of the hits. We absolutely should. And we have to play Furnace Tap. So we do. Wow. Okay. We're losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our damage shields. We're gonna lose 2 more. We can now get rid of all of our root seeds. Restoration detonations are never going to become relevant, but the heal is whatever. We're never getting out of Ember Drain. We're drawing 7 cards. Let's just get rid of this. Yeah, we use Perils of Production to be able to play cards. Okay. What do we have? Another Chump Blocker and a Rubble Morsel. Descending Retreat. We have to last 2 more turns. How much damage are you taking right now? You have 4 damage shield. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're getting hit. I don't think Descending Retreat makes sense now. If he goes up, it would make sense. As long as you don't die to the first hit from Seraph, we win because we have enough lifesteal and we're doing enough damage right now. The only reason we would play Descending Retreat is... Let's see. If you come back up, you would do 10, 30... 10, 40. So you're doing 50 damage, 90 damage. I do want to get rid of cards. Let's toss you down. It's going to heal you for 10, but it's whatever. It doesn't make a difference. Now we can get Excavation Eruption. This saves us a lot of our damage shield. In fact, all of our damage shield then gets preserved. We can draw. We can give you more lifesteal. We can give you Awake, which doesn't really matter. And we can give you the other Furnace Tap. I think that was the best play. We get rid of all of our cards. We don't increase the rally that much, and we prevented so much damage shield loss. Yeah. That's the last turn of melee weakness. Next turn we're fine. We can chump block again, but it doesn't really matter. I think we just get the health. This is not going to increase anything there. Do we care about increasing your rally at this point? I don't think that we do. The rally isn't going to make a huge difference. I'd rather get down to... Just got to make sure we're not actually going to kill ourselves here. 10, 40, 55... Oh, damage shield. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're just taking 50 damage. We're good. There we go. Okay, now we're drawing 6. We have 4. Perfect. Okay. This works out really well. We can play out our whole hand. We don't need a chump block. We can just play this out here. Draw 2. Root seeds, root seeds, root seeds. Another 2 multi-strike. And the only issue is going to be... well, you're going to kill everything in 1 hit. So we're only going to lose 1 lifesteal now. And we should be fine. Absolutely fine. Wow, okay. Whew. Scary stuff, though. We should not push it. And that's it. Scary stuff. We were living on the edge there. 4 health. And 4 health and a dream. Alright, so that's Spellcraft. It's a very unusual setup. I think normally when people see Spellcraft, they think Stygian Guard, which certainly is good. But the biggest problem with Stygian Guard is there's no draw. And it's hard to incant enough with Spellcraft to justify going Stygian Guard. I think it can work. I think you have to take Awoken with it, similar to like we did here, to get all the draw. But I really prefer this setup because... Umbra takes advantage so much of the permafrost, more than any other clan, because the Ember Drain package is so good with permafrost, so you can time your Ember Drain exactly when you need to play it. And you saw here how well that worked out with Primordium, being able to play our Furnace Taps when we needed. I should have been a lot more patient. Very patient. I should have been more patient with the units. That was my mistake there. We could have made this a lot easier if we had waited to play the Thorned Hollow until we absolutely needed to, or even played it on a higher floor. But it's okay. We still ended up making it work. And I think that was a pretty solid example of how you can play this.